So you ever feel like a puppet, being pulled by the strings of other people's emotions and the nameless events happening out there? We spend our whole lives trying to control the world, our carries, and the prejudices of others, only to realize we can't even control our own anger when we wake up each morning. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful philosopher king in history, left behind a treasure map, not to conquer the world, but to conquer the fiercest thing of all, oneself. In today's special video, we aren't just going to reread his 20 golden teachings. We will peel back and dissect every layer of meaning behind them. Most importantly, I'll give you practical exercises to turn dry philosophy into a sharp weapon in this chaotic life. Don't leave yet, because the third group of lessons on inner serenity contains a secret that can completely change how you face those trying to hurt you right now. Take a deep breath. We begin the journey of self-conquest right now. D. You know, our biggest mistake is thinking we suffer because our circumstances. But Marcus Aurelius said, no, we suffer because of how we label those circumstances. Imagine your mind as a fortress. If the fortress is strong, no matter how many enemies are outside, they can't touch you. We're going to look at the first 5 bricks used to build this fortress. The first quote, which is also the North Star for the entire Stoic lifestyle: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Pause for a moment. So you feel a sense of relief hearing this? The world out there is a mess: rising gas prices, traffic jams, a boss yelling, or a sudden breakup. These are all outside events. You can control them, but you have the absolute power to decide what you think about them. Power isn't about changing the world. It's about realizing you have an absolute safe zone inside your own brain. When you understand that, hey, they can yell at me, but they can't force me to be sad, that is the moment you become a king. Continuing that line of thought, Marcus asserts, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Have you ever seen a wealthy person who is always grumpy, while a poor worker carries a radiant smile? The difference lies in the quality of thoughts. If you soak your mind in envy, anxiety, and complaints, your life will be a withered garden. Conversely, if you choose to focus on what you have and practice gratitude, happiness will bloom even in adversity. Happiness isn't a destination, it's a thinking skill you must train every day. To maintain the quality of thought, you need to understand inner minimalism. Very little is needed to make a happy life, and is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Modern society is lying to us. It tells you that you need the latest iPhone, a luxury car, or a big house to be happy. In reality, those things only bring temporary satisfaction, followed by an even deeper hole of anxiety. Marcus reminds us to return to the car. True happiness is much cheaper than you think. It's found in feeling content with yourself right here, right now, without needing any external accessories. You should remember that the greater your desires, the more you suffer. You want this or that, so you strive and struggle to get it. Striving is good because it helps you grow. But once you have it, you immediately want something else and a goal, and so you keep making yourself suffer more. This is one of his most eye-opening quotes: everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. When someone criticizes you, that isn't the truth out you. It's just their opinion, shaped by their own filters of prejudice, mood, and personal experience. Why should you suffer over a distorted viewpoint? Once you understand that the world is just a collection of perspectives, you will no longer be easily hurt by judgments or false rumors. You stand outside those opinions and hold onto your own truth. And the closing quote for this group, a warning about mental impressions: your mind will take the shape of what you frequently hold in thought, for the human spirit is colored by such impressions. This statement is incredibly scientific. If you constantly feed your mind with negative news, violent movies, or pointless drama, your soul will be colored dark. What you think, you become. So, be extremely strict with what you allow into your mind. Don't let the world's trash ruin the pure colors of your spirit. Practical exercise for group on 1. The relabeling exercise. Whenever something unfortunate happens, e.g., your car breaks down, instead of saying this is so unlucky, say this is an objective event and I have an opportunity to practice patience. Strip away the negative labels you usually attach to events. 2. The information diet exercise. Spend one day without social media or news. Focus only on your internal thoughts and valuable books. See how your mind changes when it isn't colored by other people's drama. Start journaling at the end of each day. Write down one instance where you let someone else's opinion affect your missions. And write next to it, that was just a perspective, not the truth. Remember, conquering the world is a dream, but conquering the mind is a mission. If you get through grow on, you're halfway to true freedom. But is mastering the mind enough when our limbs are still lazy and our hearts are still weak? In the next section, Rook 2, we will learn how to turn these thoughts into ironclad actions. Don't piss it, because this is where we turn the dreamer into the doer. Here is a bitter truth. We often fail not because we lack intelligence, but because we lack the discipline to do what we know is right. Marcus Aurelius wasn't a philosopher sitting in an ivory tower. He was an emperor running an empire and leading armies into battle. He understood that, without action, all philosophy is garbage. Let's see how he forged an iron will through these next 5 quotes. The following quote is a wake-up call for procrastinators. Waste no more time arguing out what a good man should be. B1. Does this sound familiar? We spend hours watching productivity videos, reading books on ethics, and arguing online about the right way to live. But we forget to actually practice it in this very moment. Marcus was extremely practical. He said, stop defining it and just be it. Don't to talk about kindness. Help the person next to you. Don't to talk about discipline. Get out of bed the moment the alarm rings. Action is the only answer that matters. And what is the standard for that action? He provides a very simple yet strict yardstick. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. In a world full of harmless lies and bending the rules, this quote is like a sword that cuts through all excuses. Self-discipline starts with being honest with your own conscience. If you feel a hint of hesitation about the morality of an act, stop. If the words are only meant to please others but aren't you, stay silent. The greatest self-control is the ability to reject temptations that go against your principles. Why do we need discipline? To be happy. Self-control is the main help to happiness. Many people mistakenly think happiness is being able to so whether they lie. But Stoicism teaches that this is being a slave to instinct. A person who cannot control their cravings, laziness, or anger will never have peace. Lasting happiness only comes when you know you are the master of yourself. When you say no to a temporary urge in exchange for a long-term value, that is when you taste the happiness of true freedom. Marcus also reminds us to stop poking our noses into other people's business and focus on our own. How much time he gains who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks, but only at what he does himself, to make it just and holy. We are living in the era of comparison. We scroll through social media and envy others' success or get upset by a stranger's opinion. Marcus calls that a waste of your most precious resource, time. Discipline here is the discipline of focus. Reclaim your energy from other people's lives and pour it into the most important project, your own life. When you stop looking sideways, you'll find you move faster than ever. And finally, never let self-doubt stop your actions. Because a thing seems difficult for you, so not think it impossible for anyone to accomplish. Discipline is also about keeping the mind from giving up in the face of challenges. When facing a big goal, our instinct often says, "It's too hard, I probably can't do it." Marcus reminds us, human potential is limitless if there is persistence. If someone else in this world has done it, then you can too. Don't use your temporary weakness as a ruler to measure the limits of humanity. Practical exercise for Group 2. 1. The tier second decision exercise. When you know you need to do something like exercising or studying, count the to one and get up immediately. No explanations, no arguing with yourself. Don't to talk about being good, just be good. Do. Tactical silence. For the next 24 hours, commit to saying nothing that isn't absolutely true or doesn't add positive value. If you find yourself out to badmouth someone or complain, choose the silence of Marcus Aurelius. The no comparison rule. Focus inward. Every time you catch yourself comparing your life to someone online, immediately turn off your phone and take one small action to improve yourself, like reading 5 pages of the book or cleaning your desk. Remember, discipline is like a muscle. It will hurt at first, but it will help you stand firm against any future storms. But after those hours of intense discipline, where do we go to rest? In Group 3, I will share with you the secret of the inner citadel, the place where even if the whole world turns its back on you, you still find an undying peace. This is the deepest part of the video. Don't go anywhere. D. So you ever feel like you're looking for something outside to fill a void inside? Happiness from money, fame, or love from others. These are all fragile things that can vanish at any moment. Marcus Aurelius discovered a fountain of happiness that never runs dry, located deep within each of us. It is the fortress of inner serenity. Let's find this treasure through 6 priceless teachings. We begin with quote number 1 is a reminder of the simplicity of happiness. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Does this sound familiar? We saw it in Group 1, but here, it carries a deeper layer of meaning regarding the internal. It's not just about how you think about events, but how you find fulfillment within yourself. Happiness isn't a long list of must-haves. It's a state of soul. When you realize you already had everything you need to be happy right inside, you'll stop chasing external illusions and find your peace. And here is the answer for those carrying the burden of anger and resentment. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Has someone hurt you, badmouthed you, or betrayed you? Our instinct is to retaliate, to make them suffer just as we did. But Marcus Aurelius points to another path, one that not only frees you from resentment but elevates you to a higher level. Getting revenge by a better version of yourself, by maintaining your dignity and calm, is the ultimate fatal blow. Because when you don't let their actions stay in your soul, you prove they have no power over you. That is the real victory. The secret to living a serene life. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. When you achieve inner peace, you find you are no longer fighting the flow of life. Every event, good or bad, is accepted as an inevitable part of the universe. You stop fighting what you cannot change and learn to adapt and find beauty in every shift. This harmony isn't indifference, it's conscious acceptance. It frees you from unnecessary anxiety and brings a deep sense of security. And here is an invitation to go deep within yourself. Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up, if to will ever dig. We often look for good things on the outside, compliments, material achievements. But Marcus says the fountain of good is now here else but in you. Compassion, courage, justice, gratitude. They are all clear streams waiting for you to discover. The question is whether we are willing to dig deep into our souls. Don't be afraid to face your ego. That is where you find strength, a peace that no outside force can take away. To maintain this serenity, he offers 2 golden rules. The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are. This world is always trying to unsettle you, from sensational news and personal criticism to unexpected incidents. The first principle is to stay calm. Don't let your emotions be swept away by the chaotic current. And once you are calm, look directly at the problem. Don't sugarcoat it, don't avoid it, and don't turn it into a monster bigger than it actually is. Accepting the truth, no matter how hard, is the first step toward finding a solution and maintaining inner peace. Finally, a quote about defining your self-worth. A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions. This isn't about arrogance, it's a call to life with purpose and pursue noble values. Your true value doesn't lie in your bank balance or your job title. It lies in the quality of what you aspire to, what you contribute, and what you want to become. Someone with ambitions for good, for truth, and for the growth of themselves and their community has far greater worth than someone living only for temporary desires. Define your value by your vision. Practical exercise for Group D. 1. The no negative response exercise for the next 2 hours. When someone says something negative about you or is you, practice the best revenge. Take a deep breath, stay silent, or respond with calmness. Don't let their actions pull you down to their level. 2. The digging for good exercise. Every morning, spend 5 minutes writing down 3 good qualities you believe you have. E.g. patience, compassion, eagerness to learn. Feel them and try to express them during the day. Look for that fountain of good inside you. D. Observational meditation. Spend 1 day sitting quietly, eyes closed, just observing the thoughts and feelings coming and going in your mind. Don't judge, don't cling, just observe them like floating clouds. Focus on keeping an untroubled spirit. This helps you detach from internal turmoil. Have you ever wondered why some people still smile even when loss strikes, while others collapse over a small failed plan? Marcus Aurelius didn't see events as enemies. He saw them as fuel to forge the soul. Stoics call this amor fati, not just accepting, but loving everything that happens. These final 4 quotes will teach you how to dance in the middle of the storm. We begin with the most beautiful attitude of a warrior. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you terror, but you so with all your heart. Don't fight what you can change. If fate has placed you in a difficult situation or brought a difficult person into your life, instead of complaining, embrace them. What's this with all your hurt mean? It means not being superficial or reluctant. You don't just end your fate, you use it to practice compassion and patience. When you stop resisting reality, reality stops hurting you. Marcus has an incredibly sober view of man's greatest fear. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. We often worry out the end, but forget to enjoy the beginning. A life never truly lived is a life lived according to the will of others, in fear and procrastination. Marcus reminds us, death is inevitable, it's not scary. What's most terrifying is lying down one day without ever having truly mastered yourself or lived according to the values you believe in. Let this fear push you to act today. Regarding loss, he has a comforting perspective. Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. We suffer when we lose a job, money, or our relationship because we see it as the end. But in this universe, nothing is truly lost. It just changes from one state to another. A tree dies to nourish new sprouts. Loss is a single life, is emotion. If you see change as nature's delight, you'll see every loss as a new page of a book opening up, waiting for you to keep writing. And finally, the principle to pure identity amidst the crowd. The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. The insane here are those who let fate and emotions lead them by the nose, those living without purpose. Never use the majority as a yardstick for your happiness or what is right. If the whole world is chasing hollow values, have the courage to stand in your own corner with awareness. Conquering yourself is a lonely journey, but it is the loneliness of an emperor, not an outcast. Practical exercise for Group 4. 1. The gift and obstacle exercise. Whenever something doesn't go your way, even something small like missing a bus, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? D. Find at least one positive point or a lesson from that event. Turn loss into useful change. Do. Memento mori. Every morning when you wake up, tell yourself, I could leave this life today. This isn't to make you sad, but to make you realize the value of the present moment so you begin truly living instead of procrastinating. D. The nonconformity exercise. Do something you believe is right, even if it's not supported by the majority or looks different. Train your courage not to belong to the ranks of the insane chasing meaningless trends. Our journey through the 20 teachings of Marcus Aurelius ends here, but your journey of self-conquest has only just begun. You see, Stoicism isn't about being cold, it's about ultimate self-mastery. Don't try to conquer the world when you haven't yet conquered your own mind. If you find value in this video for your journey, let me know which quote woke you up the most in the comments below. Don't forget to hit subscribe so we can train our mindset together every week. Remember, you have the power, you have the discipline, and you have your own inner fortress. Farewell, warrior of yourself. Also, please remember to hit the subscribe button to support me, and I promise to keep improving the content of these videos to bring you the full meaning of Stoic philosophy. Goodbye, and I wish you a happy life. D.